which actually has quite a strong aroma, but is quite stocky in the middle, and that means the leaves don't come off as easily. Wonderful herb cutter that I have here, and I actually find this quite therapeutic and relaxing. And you just keep doing this till you've got some really finely chopped herbs. What we've got here is just a little bit of sugar. Add in your herbs, a little bit of coconut carrot oil. Now what I like to do with this is leave it and then pop it in the fridge so it's nice and cool. So I've got one I made earlier and the herbs are a little bit more finely chopped, and that will help to remove any dead skin cells. Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about self-care and carving out a bit of me time by doing something that you enjoy. One of my favourite things to do is to work with herbs that I grow in my garden and turning them into something that is useful, such as home remedies. And I want to show you how you can use herbs to create simple but effective hand care products and have some me time, some chill time while you're actually doing this. One of my favourite herbs is rosemary, and I've taken this from my garden this morning. We're going to use this herb to create a wonderful and relaxing hand care treatment. So to start off getting us ready for the treatment, I've got a bowl of warm water here to which I'm going to add a couple of drops of rosemary essential oil to follow on from the theme of rosemary, and then I'm going to use this to cleanse my hands. And already you can smell the scent of rosemary there. And I'm going to just use that nice warm water there to really cleanse the areas that I'm going to work on, just to make sure that they are absolutely scrupulously clean. Just going to put this bowl at the side because we will need it later. And then before we start doing any treatments, I always like to check my hands visually for any contraindications. And obviously I've got the benefit of having a magnifying glass, which I'm going to use now. If you haven't got one of these magnifying glasses, then just try and do a thorough check over your hands. A bit drier. And the reason for this is you might have something that could cause a reaction to the herb or a scrub if you're using a scrub. You don't want to do this on areas that are a little bit tender, that you might have bruised just through everyday movements, or often it's the tiny little paper cuts that you might have got in everyday work or indeed through cooking or everyday activities. And you just want to check that there's nothing obvious. Really looking for minor cuts open sores, bruises, anything like that that is going to prevent you from doing a treatment and giving your hands some TLC. Okay, that is all fine. So we are good to go. So the next stage of this treatment is to do a body scrub over the hand area, and that is to remove any dead skin cells that are there. That is to help create a smoothness across the hands that you're looking for. So one of the things I like to do is take the rosemary that I have in the garden. Now I have two types. You'll see this one, which actually has quite a strong aroma, but is quite stocky in the middle, and that means the leaves don't come off as easily. I've got another type of rosemary whose aroma is not as powerful, but the leaves do come off, you'll see, much more easily than they do on the other sort there. And our aim is to create a body scrub to remove those dead skin cells. And you don't need a lot. So what we're going to do is take this wonderful herb cutter that I have here, and I actually find this quite therapeutic and relaxing. And you just keep doing this till you've got some really finely chopped herbs. You can put it in a chopper and a blender if you want to, but as I said, I just find this nice to do. And this is all about finding something that you love to do. Right, I think that's enough. And what we've got here is just a little bit of sugar in the bottom of a bowl. And then you can add in your herbs. And then I would add in a little bit of coconut carrot oil. You can use most, but I like the clarity of the coconut oil, and it seems to mix in really well with the rosemary. And there you've got an instant body scrub. Now what I like to do with this is leave it and then pop it in the fridge so it's nice and cool. So I've got one I made earlier, and the herbs are a little bit more finely chopped. And then what you do with this is you use it as a body scrub. So you simply rub this on to your hands, and that will help to remove any dead skin cells. And while I'm doing that and rubbing that into the skin, I just want to talk to you about the benefits of rosemary, because it is one of the most wonderful herbs and has a lot of natural elements within it that can really help. For example, it contains antioxidants, and that really helps to prevent your skin from damage caused by our environment. Could be the cold weather, like in the UK, or it could be the opposite. It could be warm weather that's causing your hands to feel maybe dry, or it could be your a job environment where in particular you're using your hands a lot and they are maybe dry and need that little bit of TLC. That all takes its toll on your hands. Rosemary, it's also an anti-inflammatory, so it can soothe irritated and inflamed skin. So it can really provide relief if you've got dry or damaged skin. Maybe your job is really focused on using your hands and they're very sore and irritated at the end of the day. Maybe you're using parts of your hands and putting constant pressure on that. So this would allow you to really spend some time getting rid of anything that might be irritating the skin. And rosemary is known for its balancing ability to make sure that the sebum in your skin is balanced. And the scent, I wish this was smell-o-vision, because the scent of rosemary, particularly because I've got the natural scent there and the infused scent plus the essential oil, and it adds to that overall wonderful sense of healing that rosemary can give you. The aroma itself has a powerful ability to relax and create calmness, which will help you with your well-being when you're trying to create that little bit of me time. Rosemary also has other benefits, such as it's great if you're using it to relax muscles. So if you've got sore muscles and a little bit of pain, it can improve the circulation and give you that sense that it is working into those areas that might be a bit sore. So the next thing that you need to do so that we can move on with the treatment is to just remove the grittiness that you created with the body scrub. So if we take back our bowl of warm water and we just want to get rid of those dead skin cells. If it's easier for you, obviously you can go and run your hands under the tap. I find this quite relaxing. And then just dry your hands. So I've just got to get a few things for the next stage of the treatment. So about a week ago, I cut a sprig of my rosemary and I placed this into a container and added to that some olive oil. So this has now been infused for quite a while. It's a wonderful smell there. And what I'm going to do now is just pour some of this into a separate jar. So just enough for me to do a hand massage. And these are old little jam jar pots which just give you enough to do a massage, and then you can retain the original infused rosemary and keep that in the fridge for a little while longer. Obviously you do need to strain out the rosemary, because otherwise you'll be back to creating more of a body scrub rather than a moisturiser, which is what we're aiming for now. So what you can use this for is an absolutely fantastic moisturiser, but at the same time you can use it to massage this area as well. And you can do some basic massage moves. So, for example, on your fingers, particularly if you suffer from aches and pains, literally just give them a little bit of a massage with this oil, and that will help it to penetrate the skin, but also give your fingers a little bit of a massage, particularly if you've been doing manual work or typing. Your fingers will benefit from something like this. The other area that people need a little bit of massage and care on is this wrist area. So giving it a little bit of a twist or a little bit of a massage that way. Do the same with the other hand. And if you want to, you can take the oil a little bit further up, particularly if you've got dry skin on this area. People do get that there. And the other area that people often miss out on is this area here. You often put hand cream on and you go like this or like this, but this area gets missed out and you end up getting dry patches in there. And also this area gets really tense, and it's lovely just to give this whole palm area a little bit of a massage. I can really feel that today. It's really helpful. A little bit of a stretch there as well. You really feel like you're giving this part of your body some real attention that it deserves. If you leave this moisturiser on the hands for as long as you possibly can, and then if you've got things to do, you can just use a towel to wipe off the residue, but you will be amazed at the difference that something as basic as this can make to your skin. And also, part of this is spending a little bit of time doing something that you enjoy. It doesn't have to be this, it can be something else, just to give your mind time to relax. And overall, it's very beneficial for your well-being just to take time out to do this. So thank you for sharing this experience with me, and I hope you've found it beneficial and refreshing. Thank you.